Hello and welcome. My name is Vladimir, and in this video I am going to talk a little about my own views regarding life, souls, and reincarnation. These views of mine are based on lots of different stories or experiences, especially on Michael Newton's journey of souls, and also on my own thinking, or on my own connecting of dots. I hope this video is going to be helpful for people who maybe need to hear something like this. First of all, I have never thought that we are just walking flesh and blood. I don't think that purely physical bodies could ever function without some kind of driving force or energy. And just because today's science has no technology to detect this kind of energy, that doesn't mean that this energy can't exist, especially if it can be felt through self-awareness or in some other ways. Everybody, for example, can try a sound frequency for one of the 7 chakras for a start. Second, I've always thought that our main characteristic, that makes us really alive, is our own free will. For some reason, a lot of people like the idea that we are somehow programmed, influenced, or determined, by genes, by planets, numbers, or whatever, and that we can't really change ourselves much, or change ourselves at all. It's almost like those people like the idea that we are just robots, or puppets on strings. I can say that our free will is something much higher than any possible influences, unless maybe if we talk about strong bad karma, or the strong punishment by the universe for our wrongdoings from our previous life. So if we are not punished too hard, we definitely have complete freedom to change, or to shape ourselves and our lives however we want. All we need to do in order to achieve this, is to take responsibility in our own hands, to change our top priorities, and to accordingly put in some good work. This is just a matter of will, or just a matter of making one simple determined decision, a decision that we are really going to improve ourselves and our life. And more info about knowing how bad you may be punished in this life, and also what can you do in order to make the bad karma less bad, or much less bad, depending on how you look at this, can be found on my other small YouTube channel, Practical Spiritual Life Advice, or PSLA. Third, I've never thought that our lives are just some kind of randomness, or just a bunch of accidents, without any meaning or purpose. I've never thought that we never existed before our birth, and that we are going to disappear forever after our death. Having only one limited life never made any sense to me. As the matter of fact, I think and I feel that something like this would be actually monstrous. I also don't understand how so many people can seriously believe in childish things that make no real sense, like heaven or hell, or endless, random reincarnations, where the main purpose is suffering. I think that our existence goes far beyond our lives, and that we live as many lives as needed in order to mature, and also to develop mentally, emotionally, energetically. And also, our lives are not just about work or lessons, they are also about love, fun, and more. In each life, everybody makes at least some small progress. With this in mind, if we look behind on our previous lives, in each life we were less and less developed. I think that this goes towards the very beginning of our existence, or towards the birth of our souls. That would be, I think, way before our human lives, way before our animal lives, way before we lived as plants, and even before we lived as minerals in order to go through some minimal processes. On the other hand, if we look into our future with our progress in mind, after living enough lives, all of us still continue to exist eternally, and to grow endlessly. After living enough lives, we get involved in helping, teaching and organizing younger souls. And as we get more knowledgeable and more developed, we move up in this hierarchy. We gradually become older souls, or angels, or saints, or whatever. So, in other words, our existence starts in the source, goes through many lives and phases, and keeps lasting eternally with our permanent return to the source as matured enough and developed enough souls, able to join other such souls, form togetherness, or collective consciousness, with them, and govern all time and space with God, or with Creator Himself. So, we start from group souls in pre-human phases of our existence, and end up in togetherness in source. Also, all of this, in my opinion, means that our planet Earth is one of many different schools, and also one of many areas for punishments at the same time. On the same planet, life can be absolutely beautiful, and on the other hand, life can be worse than hell. Less wrongdoings you do, less bad karma you will have to endure in the next life, and more room for all the good things, more freedom, and more possibilities, you will have. That would be all for this video. I hope that I explained all of this well enough. Thanks for watching, and I wish you all the best.